Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the Process Street Run Checklist link, which is a new feature that we have that allows you to create a checklist from essentially anywhere. You could embed this in an email, another checklist. In this instance I'm going to show you how you can embed it in Salesforce, trigger a checklist to be created in Salesforce or from Salesforce. We'll create the checklist in Process Street and then also pass in information from the Salesforce record into the Process Street checklist form fields. So I'm going to jump in here. This is into a Salesforce dev account. So we're in an opportunity. In this opportunity, I have a custom link and a custom button built. And the custom links and the custom buttons essentially have the Process Street run link embedded in them. So it fires the run link and it also passes variables from this record into the Process Street checklist. Up here we have the button, so it's two placements for the same thing essentially. I think it's a little bit easier to find it from this drop down in the top right corner, as this has always been displayed, where the details you have to click into and then scroll down. So in this opportunity I have a client onboarding checklist. I can click this link. This gives me a little pop-up saying I'm going out of Salesforce. You can see the run link has been fired. Opens up in Process Street. And then we also have some Zapier Zaps built to send information back to the record in Salesforce. If I click in here, you'll also notice the name has changed to the same name as the lead in Salesforce, or the opportunity in Salesforce. You got the deal size, also the opportunity status, and then you can also see the opportunity ID is embedded in a hidden field and shown through a new feature called variables, which you can look up on our knowledge base or on the help page or the self-help within the application here. If I scroll down here, it's a regular client onboarding checklist. I can check items off as I'm working through this process. I also have the ability to send comments, and these can be synced back to Salesforce as well. So I can mention Beverly, please review this now. I can also add attachments. And then I've built Zaps where I have all this information syncing back to the lead in Salesforce. So if I jump back into Salesforce, I'll need to do a little refresh to be able to view the updates. So I'm just going to click refresh here. As that's refreshing, I can also show you the overview page. So if I click on the template name and then click on overview in the top left corner, I'll bring us to our overview tab. Just loading up now, and this will show me all my active checklists in a table view. You can see the checklist I've just created. I've got these custom statuses that are drop-down menus within the client onboarding checklist that I've brought to the front, just so I can quickly see at a glance how my clients are currently being onboarded. And then we also have the timestamps of who executed the task and what time. And you can drag these left and right as well. So I dragged tasks that were important to me just so I can quickly eyeball what's going on in my on the clients I'm currently onboarding. So it's a very quick way to get an overview, see all the timestamps, and see how those onboarding or other procedures are progressing. I jump back into Salesforce. The lead or the opportunity has refreshed. You can see that the checklist URL has been sent over. Also, you can see the attachments. A comment has been made. A task has been checked. If I go into view all, I'll actually be able to click on the attachment, and that will open up the attachment for me. Just take a second to load that image. I'll come back to that in a moment. Here's the comments. You can click in, get a bit more information, and you've got that full record, also a link to the task where that comment was made. And it keeps everything nice and streamlined within within the opportunity in Salesforce. So this run link isn't just limited to being put on the opportunity in Salesforce. Is highly customizable. In my dev account here, I also have similar run links. We'll click on Richard Branson here. And from this drop down, I have two checklists I can fire here. One is a pre-qualification checklist and another is a cold calling checklist. So if I'm on a call to this lead, I can quickly click that link. It will open up the checklist, and then I can run through a series of questions that are kind of structured for me to answer or to ask in a certain way, and then I can sync back those answers to the record in Salesforce. We actually have another video built out in this that shows you how to do this using close.io. It's essentially a similar process using Salesforce. So that's a quick video on the workflow and how that flows together. If you want to create or set this up, the way you would go about doing that is you would go back to the template that you want to create the run link for. You go to more options, click on the run link option, and then the link is created. But if you want to populate the form fields from Salesforce, you can add on the variables to the end of this checklist or this run checklist link. So if I add on checklist name here, you'll see checklist name gets tagged on the end and 3 X's. This is where you put in the variables on the Salesforce end. You can also add on additional fields like client email and so on. So I can copy that. Then I can go back into Salesforce, and then I go to the object that I want to add that run link to. So in this instance, I'm on the lead. So if I want to add another checklist here, I go to Edit Object. This will take a few seconds to load. Let's see if the image has loaded. Yeah, here's the attachment that I pulled up earlier from the other run link that was synced from the checklist back to the Salesforce opportunity. Okay, now that I'm in the Object Manager, I just click buttons, links, and actions, and then there's this option here, new custom button or link. You can see the BANT one I've done already. Again, it takes a few seconds to load. It gives you the labels. So I think, yeah, I grabbed the client onboarding one here. So we'll just call it client OB for this example. You can put in the description if necessary. There's a few different options here, but they all essentially do the same thing with an external link. I think the other options that are available are more for linking to internal objects within Salesforce. Since we're using an external link, we'll use display in a new window. And then we copy and paste the lead, or sorry, the checklist link into this space here, and then we change these 3 X's using the merge fields. So just highlight the 3 X's, and then I just say what I want the checklist to be called. I can name this after, let's see, the company name, and then I can change the client email. Let's see if we have an email here, to email. And then if you had more variables, then you just change them accordingly to how you want them to be filled in the checklist using the merge fields from Salesforce. So once that's been saved, it gives you a warning that it's not going to be displayed unless you add it to a page layout. So this essentially creates the custom link or button. In our case, we created a link which will be displayed on the details page. So to get this to the actual page, we need to go back to the Object Manager and then go to the layout. So I'm going to go back into the lead. It's a little bit cumbersome navigating through the back end of Salesforce, but there's a huge amount of functionality that can be gained from using the capabilities here. And then I think I need to look for the layouts, which is page layouts, which is here. I think this is the main layout that I use in my profile. Again, it takes a second to load. And then you've got these options here. So if it's a button that you've created, you'll see it here, and then you drag it down to this area. You can see I've got 2 buttons created here already. If it's a custom link like we created, you'll see it here, custom OB. And then I can pull this down to the custom links, which you'll see in the details page, client onboarding. And then we quickly just click save. And if I jump back into the lead, it should be there now. I may have to do a refresh. Let's have a look at Richard. So if I go onto the details page, scroll down, and you can see the custom link that I've created. If you created it as a custom button, which was another option on the configuration page, you'll see it appearing here. And let's see if this link works now. So I just click the client onboarding from the lead. It actually gives me a different option because I said open a new window. If you pick one of the other options, it will have the other warning that you saw that appears within the Salesforce window and not on the new tab. So it loads the checklist, passes in the name Virgin Airlines. If you had other form fields selected as well, then you could have pre-populated that information. I think we had the other one we chose was the email address, which you can see here. And then if you wanted to sync information back, you can build out some zaps. I've got 4 zaps here, one for a check task, one for attachments, one for comment, and one for the checklist created, which sends back the checklist URL. You can also notice here that I have the Slack icons. So my Slack channel was updating as I was checking through those lists. So here's the first checklist we created. We got the party parrot going on, all the check tasks, and this is a checklist we just created. So in the same zap, you can update the record in Salesforce, and then also send those check tasks, checklist URL, comments, and attachments to a Slack channel as well, or another supported application on Zapier. So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out to us. You can do that by using the help icon here, contacting support and say, hey guys, love to see a demo of Salesforce and Slack integration. Or if you have other applications that you're interested in linking with Process Street and you're not sure how to do it, feel free just to contact us here, or you can reach out to support@process.st. Thank you. Bye-bye.